Hi guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be filming my autumn TBR. There are quite a few books on this list and I'm not entirely sure if I'll get through every single book, but these are all of the books that I'm hoping to read in autumn. So the first two are books that I'm already currently reading at the minute, so I thought I would just include those, but one of them isn't exactly autumn at all, like it's not autumnal at all. It's a leftover one from my summer TBR. Anyway, I'm just going to get into all of these books that I'm hoping to read this autumn. So the first book is one that I am currently reading, and that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. So this is the final book in the ACOTAR series. As you can see, it is a very big hardback. The reason why I'm reading two books at the minute is because I want to read this while at home so I don't have to traipse it to work, and then the other book that I'm currently reading, I can just put that in my handbag and bring it to work because it's a little paperback. There's no way that I'm going to be traipsing this all the way to work every day. As I said, this is the final in the ACOTAR series. I know it's such a popular series, but it is perfect for the autumn season actually. I wanted to read this anyway just because I wanted to finish off the series and I wanted to see what happens, but it is also like the perfect vibe just because it is a fantasy, it's a romantasy, so it's not like too heavy. It's perfect just to get into like the kind of fantasy era of the year. So it is nice to start with one that I know I'm really gonna love. I'm not that far into it, but I will be talking about this more like later on. But yeah, this is what I'm currently reading and I am so excited to see what happens in the rest of this book. So the next book is one that I'm also currently reading, as I said, and that is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I've had this for years. I'm pretty sure that Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads actually bought me this like years ago, like as a present, and I was saying for like 4 years straight that I was going to read this, and it was on every single summer TBR for like 4 years straight, and I thought I'm not going to let another year pass, I need to read this. So just at the end of summer I decided to pick this up, and I have just been reading it whenever I'm on the train and stuff. I have been gradually getting through this one and I will be finishing this throughout autumn gradually. It's really easy to read, so I don't think it'll take me too long. If you haven't heard of this book, I know it's really popular, but it's structured in the form of interviews and it's basically about a fictional band, Daisy Jones and the Six. It's just basically their story. That's all I really fully know, but that is the general concept of this book. It's okay so far, so I'll see anyway what I think of the rest of the book. So the rest of the books are all ones that I've specifically chosen for autumn, and the first one that I have been really wanting to get to for a long time now is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. So her books are always quite cozy, autumnal. They have this like thriller mystery kind of vibe, and they are the perfect books for like the autumn season. Her books are usually set in Cornwall as well. This one is also set in Cornwall, and I don't actually know entirely much about what actually happens in this or what the plot is, but I just know that Daphne du Maurier's books are always that like kind of mystery thriller kind of vibe, and I know that it'll just have that cozy Cornwall setting, and it's just going to be perfect for autumn. So yeah, definitely dying to read this one because I have loved every single one of her books so far. I've read Rebecca, Frenchman's Creek and My Cousin Rachel. Frenchman's Creek was my least favourite, but that's a whole different conversation I suppose, but I have loved every single one of her books so far, so definitely excited to read this one because I've heard really good things about it and I've had it for years now, so definitely finally need to get to it. The next one is also one that's been on my TBR for a long time, and that is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So this is a very short book. I've been meaning to get to it for literally years on end. This is also one that Emily gave me and I still haven't read it, and I feel ashamed of the fact that this has been on TBRs for a very long time, like years. So definitely need to get to this one finally, especially because it's so small. There's definitely not an excuse for me to put this off for absolutely no reason. As much as I know about this is about someone named Constance. Basically she has murdered the rest of her family, and the rest of the family that is alive and living in this house want to keep the peace as much as possible. That is as much as I know. That might be like a really bad description for other people who have actually read it, but that is as much as I know and as much as I understand about this. Shirley Jackson is meant to be really such an amazing writer. I have heard so many things, and she is a classic author. She's written so many famous books. Definitely need to get to this one. It is perfect for the Halloween autumn season, so definitely 100% going to get to this. I'm not going to let this year finish without actually reading all of this book. So the next book is one that I actually got for my birthday this year, so I haven't had it for that long, and that is The Great God Pan by Arthur Machen. This one was given to me by my friend for my birthday, and it is blurbed by Stephen King, saying one of the best horror stories ever written. It says on the back, an experiment into the sources of the human brain through the mind of a young woman has gone terribly wrong. She has seen the great god Pan and will die giving birth to a daughter. That's about as much as I know about this, and that Stephen King has blurbed it, so I am sure this will be really good. It is also quite short, and again, since I've been given it recently as a present and it is a horror, I feel like it is the perfect time for me to read it so that years don't pass with this on my autumn TBR for years. I'm actually gonna get to it this year, hopefully. The next book is a reread, and one that I have been dying to reread, and that is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a really famous YA series. It was written quite a while ago, but it is still one that I know was loved by so many people on BookTube and BookTok and everything. I loved this book, like absolutely loved it so much whenever I read it a couple of years ago, and I have also read the second one, but I left it too long between reading the second one and the third one, to the point where it just felt like too long since I'd read it. I'd kind of forgotten everything that happened in the first two, so it means I haven't actually read the last two books. I just thought, you know what, it's the perfect time to reread this, and I'm so in the mood to read these, so I thought I might as well put this at least on my TBR and then see if I get on to the next ones. But I do want to start the series again so that I can read them the whole way through. I am really excited to get to this one again and reread it. I just realised I didn't actually say what this one is about. So this follows the main character called Blue, and she is part of a psychic family, and they have seen this like prophecy or prediction that if Blue has her first kiss, then the boy that she kisses will die, and she ends up meeting these group of boys called the Raven Boys. It all goes from there. There's lots of magic involved, kind of witches, psychic characters. It is so good. It is like actually so good. It also has like a dark academia kind of vibe. All of the characters are amazing. It's so well written. It takes you back to that time where the YA books were actually really good, like a lot better I would say than they are now, even though I do read a lot less YA, so I might be wrong, but it's not written for children. It's just that the characters are young, and that's what makes this so good. Like, it's genuinely a really well written YA. I can't wait to reread this and get on to all of the rest of the books and experience this again. The next book is actually not really like an autumn-ish book at all, well, as far as I know, but I was gifted this by the author. She reached out to me and asked me if I would like to read her book, so I said yes, of course, and she sent me the 3 books in the series, and the first one is The Crooked Little Pieces by Sophia Lampton. This one is meant to be like for fans of Wuthering Heights. It is set in the 1920s and is meant to have lots of drama, romance, character-driven interactions, and it just sounds like exactly the kind of thing that I would enjoy. So I was really happy whenever the author asked me if she would like to read this, because it sounds really good. It sounds like exactly the kind of thing that I would usually read and enjoy. I mean, it's not far from an autumn read, I guess, but I just don't think it like specifically fits the vibe. I just want to read it like soon after the author has actually given me it, so it'd be really nice to get around to this one, and hopefully I will get to it this autumn. I just wanted to include it on the autumn TBR because I probably won't be doing individual TBRs, so I just wanted to show that this is one that I will be getting to in the next couple of months. So the next one is another one that I was sent by the publisher, and that is Brat by Gabriel Smith. So this is one that I was gifted by the publisher a few months ago. It's published by Simon & Schuster. So they sent me this, and it actually was released in June, but I haven't actually got around to it yet. It is actually like a ghost story, so I thought that it does fit perfect for this season. It is actually kind of good that I've left it to read it now, because this is actually the perfect time of year and the perfect vibe for this story. I'll read out a little bit just from the back, and it says, I was in the waiting room, then I was in the examination room. Gabriel's skin is falling off, his dad is dead, he owes his editor a novel, his girlfriend won't answer his calls. Disquieting and hilarious, taut yet lyrical, blisteringly paced but formally inventive, Brat is a meditation of grief, art and love that will leave you altered, breathless and desperate for more. So it is a ghost story because I believe that the manuscripts that he's writing starts to randomly change and secrets are involved and unraveled and everything like that. So definitely think this is the perfect time of year, However, I do feel bad that I've left it another couple of months to read it because it was released in June, but I just had like so much going on that I didn't actually get to read that much, so I didn't get around to this. But as I said, the perfect time now to read it, and I'm so happy that the publisher sent me this. I'm just so excited to read it. So that is all of my autumn TBR. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a like and subscribe so that you can see all of my new videos that will be coming up. Please let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books or what your autumn TBR is going to be, because I would love to hear, and I'm always looking to add more books to my TBR and my wish list. I'm never done adding books to all of my TBR lists, so please do let me know what books you're going to be reading because I would love to hear. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.